Primetime local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Good evening and welcome to Primetime Local News. 4 more people have died of COVID-19 in Saskatchewan. There are 324 new cases in the province. Our zone has 47 new cases. The Northwest 2's subzone, which is the immediate Lloydminster area, has 15 new cases and 140 active cases. 4,682 cases are considered active province-wide. 183 people are in hospital, 7 of those in the Northwest. 31 people are in intensive care. 345 more people have recovered. The first Canadians could be vaccinated as early as next week after Health Canada approved the Pfizer biotech vaccine.
This is certainly a historic moment for science and for Canadians.
Canada is set to receive up to 249,000 doses of the vaccine by the end of the month, with the first batch expected to arrive as early as Monday. The first shots could be rolled out by the middle of next week at 14 delivery sites in major cities across the country. This December hasn't been as cold as we're used to, which means it hasn't been quite cold enough to enjoy some winter activities. But the City of Lloydminster recently announced that ice services around the community are now open. With the COVID-19 pandemic, rules will be different this year, including 2-meter social distancing and 30 people or less around the outdoor rinks.
All of our outdoor artificial ice surfaces are currently open. So that includes Queen Elizabeth, Kincanet Park, Husky Oval, Bishop Lloyd Middle School, Winston Churchill, Jack Kemp, E.S. Laird, and Robertson Park are all currently open under the guidelines.
The lake at Bud Miller Park isn't open for skating yet since the ice isn't thick enough. The city will let residents know when it's safe to do so.
The City of Lloydminster will be maintaining the playing surface and also keeping an eye on the depth of the ice. We'll have signs out there for safety and when it is safe to skate on the ice. Also, just a note to our residents is the PSM Park Center, under the current public health guidelines, will not be open at this time.
With the regulations set in place to avoid the spread of COVID-19, the city wants to be able to count on residents to take the rules seriously.
We hope that we won't have to do any enforcement in and around the playing surfaces. Just like the playgrounds through the summertime, residents took ownership of this upon themselves and maintained all the advice from public health officials. So we hope that that'll continue through the winter season and on the outdoor playing surfaces. But our peace officers and RCMP will be around.
More information, including when the lights will shut off at certain rinks, is available on the city's website. A group of students at Holy Rosary organized a campaign to support the food bank at St. Anthony's Catholic Parish. The group had a goal of raising $2,500, but ended up almost doubling the goal. Jace Mackey has more.
I'm joined today with 4 students from Holy Rosary, and we're going to talk a little bit about a project that they've been taking part in, the Bebe Project. First of all, guys, thanks for taking some time to talk with me.
Thanks for having us.
So first of all, can you guys just tell me a little bit about what this fundraising campaign was?
Okay, so this year we are collecting donations for the food bank at St. Anthony's Parish. And normally we do a big food drive, but because of COVID, we're just doing donations, and we actually raised over $4,000 to restock the pantry.
And how did you guys go about raising this money? What did you guys do?
So we advertised it like throughout our school, and we put the word out there. And then there was a week where every period 1 class we would give them an envelope, and then every kid could bring up to like $5 or more, and then we would collect that. And then if they, like, kind of the incentive was if they brought $5, they could get an hour of stewardship. So then we'd collect all the money every couple of days, and then that's how we did it.
Can you guys just talk a little bit more about what the money is going towards?
The money is given to the parish, and then they use it to buy food to restock the shelves at the parish food bank.
Yeah, and we partnered.
Yeah, you can go.
We partnered with Sylvie this year, so we can get the most of the donations. So Sylvie's gonna help restock the food bank as well.
And what does it mean for you guys to be able to, even in a small way, give back to the community and help people in need?
It means a lot to us because all 4 of us are involved in the community in different aspects, and like being able to bring it into the school and get other students involved was a great opportunity.
And it's nice to see because this year I think we need it more than ever. So it's been nice to be a part of that.
Yeah, so just a little bit talking more about that. What was the reaction from people in your school community when it came to, rallying support for this cause?
I think a lot of teachers were really encouraging to their students. And I know when we were collecting donations from classrooms, all the teachers were saying how they were hoping to get more in, and they were still like showing our video and different things. So I think everyone was very excited and really wanted to help out.
And I know you guys mentioned it earlier, but how much did you end up raising in total?
We raised over $4,000.
I think it was close to $4,600 maybe.
Okay, awesome.
And we had a goal of 1,000, so we went quite over our goal.
Yeah, we were really happy with the turnout we got. We were shocked. And we had a lot of donations from within the community, which was great too. And lots of small businesses helped donate as well. And it was great to see our community come out and support us.
That's awesome. Is there anything else that you guys want to add when it comes to this project?
Well, our project mostly focuses on children and helping children in our community who are at a disadvantage and who just need some extra help. And so that's our main focus.
And why do you think it's so important to be able to, focus on children?
Because they're who needs it the most. They are kids.
Yeah, like they're the future of our communities. And so by helping them now and setting them up for success, we're moving forward as a community and we're setting up the future for success too.
Awesome. Thanks so much for talking to me today, guys.
Thank you.
Both the federal and Saskatchewan provincial governments are reviewing funding for the Nextgen Agriculture Mentorship Program. Eric Bay has more on the program.
$200,000 will be invested into the Nextgen Agriculture Mentorship Program, allowing the Saskatchewan program to continue for an additional 2 years. Nextgen pairs applicants with members of the ag industry, preparing them for a future in agriculture.
It helps these young people to be engaged to the point where they do actually get some real hands-on experience, so we can give them the opportunity, or they can have the opportunity to go onto these boards or commissions.
Grooming participants for leadership within the industry, the program is already paying off, with a participant in last year's program already elected to the board of one of Saskatchewan's largest ag councils.
A young gentleman by the name of Cody Nagy, who actually ran for the Saskatchewan Canola Council last month and was successful in getting elected. So, he had that confidence in saying, I've learned what it's all about, in designing ag policy and all this, all of it.
With agriculture making up a large part of Saskatchewan's economy, Merritt says Nextgen ensures the ag industry will continue to be a driver in the province moving forward.
It'll pay dividends for decades. That's the nice part of it, because these young people will get engaged somewhere in the ag industry sometime. They will. I've met them. I've had great discussions with them. They're bright, enthusiastic young people. They're good for the ag industry here in the province of Saskatchewan.
8 applicants will be chosen each of the next 2 years to participate in the program, which lasts 18 months. Applications can be made online at agribition.com. Eric Bay, Primetime Local News.
Now we'll take a look at your ag prices. In this week's Around the AJHL, Evan Kenny chats with former pro turned AJHL assistant coach.
I'm pleased to be joined today by a guy who has 278 career NHL games spanning over 7 seasons, and as well is the assistant coach with the Sherwood Park Crusaders, Jeff Wojciechowski. Jeff, thank you for taking this time.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be on.
Now, Jeff, obviously a chaotic year over 2020, spanning all the way back into last year's AJHL season. Now with the Sherwood Park Crusaders, you guys were atop of those standings, getting ready for playoffs. How hard was it just getting that season cut short?
Well, I think just it was disappointing, obviously, for the players itself, all the hard work that they put in throughout the year, and knowing that those teams don't come around every day or every year, right? For us, I guess, just to get the chance as a staff to coach that group and to be a part of it for the season, not getting any playoff games in, but just to be a part of that for that term was incredible. And to see the guys that have moved on and doing well and having success right now is really, credit to them.
Now, Jeff, you have experience winning at the junior level as a player, as you did win a WHL and Memorial Cup championship. Did you see what it had to take in that Sherwood Park team, similar characteristics to what you guys had in Red Deer?
Well, I think leadership was the biggest thing. We had good leaders last year in Arjun Atwal, Will Zapper, Nick Carter-Savoy, Mike Benning, Jared White. We had guys that really took over the dressing room and really made it easy on us as a coaching staff to control the room, and we just kind of had to go in there and run practice, and they took over as far as being ready for practices, games, and it made our job really easy.
Now, one guy you did mention in that group, Michael Benning, obviously a defenseman, and you as the defenseman coach, how special was it just getting to work with him every day and see what he can do on the ice?
Well, I think just any player growing up, you see the way he handles himself. He's always coming to the rink with a smile on his face. He's always excited to be there. There was no, even when, things didn't go well for him, maybe at one night, he was always there prepared to put in the work the next day to get better, because he knew he was a good player, and, he just wanted to be good every night, and which, showed in games, which the points he put up, and then winning the CJHL Defenseman of the Year, and then getting drafted in the 4th round. Just, there's no surprise, or it's no shock to us that he is where he is today.
And how good must it be getting to watch some of those guys at Denver University in Carter-Savoy and Michael Benning? The two of them are leading the team in scoring. That's got to feel pretty good for, some of your alumni to be doing that.
You bet. No, they're great kids, and those two are like two peas in a pod. They just go to the rink together. They're best friends, and they're almost they don't really know how good they are, I think, because they come to the rink and they're kind of, I wouldn't say they're the brightest two kids, but they're great at hockey. They just know how to play hockey, and they just want to be hockey players, and that's why they're having the success, because nothing bothers them. And obviously we have another guy there in Reed Irwin, which he played out in Lloyd before we got him. He's doing well there. He hasn't played yet, but we got 3 kids there that are really, making our organization proud.
Now, Jeff, final question here. Is there maybe one key that you learned as a player that you're trying to transition and really teach these defensemen coming up while you're coaching?
Well, I think just everything. You got to do everything quick. You got to do everything hard. You got to, I focus on a lot of agility, shooting, doing everything quick, knowing the play before you get the puck, and then obviously being active in the rush. And just quickness, I think, is the biggest thing as far as, it doesn't matter how big you are or that. You still got to play with an edge, but you still got to, want to be involved in the play, and you got to make sure your shots are getting through quick and hard from the point, because there's nothing worse than seeing a shot get blocked. Because I respect that more now. When I didn't used to get my shot through, I could just imagine what the coaches were saying. So I respect that side of it now. And there's things you see that you just respect as as a player growing up, how hard it is day in and day out to do it. And you gotta, the players got to know that too, in a sense that it's not going to be easy, but you put in the work and you'll get rewarded.
Right on, Jeff. Thank you very much for taking this time, and hopefully we can see you behind the Crusaders bench again here soon.
Thanks. I appreciate you having me, and you take care in all these times.
Now our Connor Chan will take a look at your weather forecast.
All right, thanks a lot, Jasmine. Looking at temperatures, still sitting at that -3 mark. Lots of places are, of course, feeling the effects of that cold front right now. As we look at Red Deer, -8 degrees right now, -1. Still a little warm in Athabasca, Whitecourt, Edmonton, and Edson at -1 there. -2 in Rocky Mountain House and Jasper. We also see -2 in Meadow Lake and in Cold Lake as well. As we look in Saskatchewan right now, some areas a little bit colder. We see -9 in Melfort with -7 in Saskatoon, -8 for Prince Albert, and then -5 currently in North Battleford. Taking a look up north, there are some colder spots spots there. We could see some precipitation, some flurries in the next little bit here, as we saw on the radar map a little earlier. -7 in La Loche and Buffalo Narrows, with -13 all the way in South End there. -15, one of the colder spots in northern Saskatchewan right now, at Stony Rapids at -15. -14 for Uranium City. Then we also see -11 in South End and in Flin Flon as well. We also see -11s in Fort Chipewyan and Fort McMurray, sitting at -7 right now. Peace River sitting at -2, with Grand Prairie at -4, and then Slave Lake right now sitting at -3. Now taking a look at southern Alberta and Saskatchewan, a little bit warmer in Lethbridge and Medicine Hat, as they're still in the positive temperatures, just at 1 degree though, as we look at Calgary -2, Coronation -6, and then we also see -6 as well out in Banff, and then Kindersley -14, one of the colder spots in that southern Saskatchewan area, as we look at Swift Current sitting at -3, along with Estevan, -2 for Moose Jaw, and then -5 in Regina, and then -4 currently right now out in Yorkton. Now looking across the country here, we do see -3 in Winnipeg with some clouds there, 4 degrees in Toronto, 0 degrees in Quebec City, some fog happening right now out in the St. John's, Newfoundland area there, -1 in Halifax right now. As we look into Vancouver, still sitting at 7 degrees with some cloud coverage there, so they're still pretty warm. Looking Yellowknife, -17 with some clouds there, and then Whitehorse right now at -9 with some of that cloud coverage. Now take a look at for tomorrow. We are going to get a little bit colder, sitting at -8. It's our expected daytime high. The wind chill, we could be over -14 degrees for tomorrow, but -8 for Vermilion, Marwayne, and St. Paul as well. We'll see -6s up in those areas in Bonnyville, Cold Lake, and Pierceland and Lac La Biche as well. -7 in Edmonton tomorrow, a little bit colder than right now. -7 also in Maidstone, Provost, and Macklin for tomorrow, and then -8 also we'll see in North Battleford, and then we'll see -7s across our way up there in Meadow Lake, St. Walburg, and Isle La Crosse. Now taking a look at the next 7 days here, -10 for Saturday with that high there and a low of -13. We could see -17 there for Sunday and on Monday, so the wind chill could be closer to -30 there, so it's going to be fairly colder, and there's still the possibility we could see some flurries with that 25% chance there on Monday. -15 also on Tuesday. Still fairly cold temperatures there with lows of -21 though on Sunday and Monday there. -11 on Wednesday with some clouds there, and then possibility of some snow, possibly even some rain snow mix there, as we do see on the graphic. Some ice could be forming with some icy conditions there, so there's possibility there with that high of -13. But that is a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Today, I'm speaking with Becca Lawrence from the Lloydminster SPCA. How are you today?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm very good. So I wanted to talk more about the Jail and Bail event that's taking place tomorrow. How long has this event been at the SPCA?
You know, that's something I haven't been able to figure out yet. I think it's been going on for quite some time, definitely over a decade. I know that for sure. So that's exciting. So yeah, it's the first year that I don't think we've been able to have anybody in the shelter, unfortunately, but you know, we're still hoping for a great turnout.
And can you explain more on what residents, especially in the previous years, have had to do while being a part of this event?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, all of our participants are always really great about reaching out to family, friends, and everybody, like, you know, on their social media. That at least has made it a lot easier nowadays as well, too. But yeah, so I mean, they've always been really great, and you know, even going live on Facebook to bring awareness to it and everything. So yeah, our participants have always been really great about raising those funds for us.
And now, of course, with COVID-19 involved, has this affected this year's jail and bail? Can you kind of explain what's going to be different this year?
Yeah, it really has. You know, we just have a handful of participants this year, which is all right. You know, we're going to have a silent auction in hopes to kind of bring in more money that way as well too. And then we're also just kind of hoping that, you know, the popularity of the event itself will, you know, keep people in mind that, you know, this is our, you know, one of our biggest fundraisers of the year, and that they'll help keep it alive as such, as if, how you ever want to say it. But yeah, so it's just a big fundraiser for us, and we're really hoping that, as different as it's going to be with no participants here, and having a silent auction, we're still hoping to raise at least $10,000 is our goal this year.
And for some residents that don't know about jail and bail, can you explain more on what this actually is and what participants do this?
Yeah, so I mean, normally, if COVID-19 wasn't happening right now, we lock up our local celebrities, volunteers, business owners, all of those fun people, and we lock them up in the kennels with the animals. So we have all of our cat condos and our dog kennels, and those people get to spend the day in the kennel with those animals. Obviously we feed them and water them and everything, but they get to have fun and fundraise for us and reach out to people to see if they'll donate. And yeah, so it's just, normally we have it from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. It's a whole day's worth of fun. And yeah, so that's it in a nutshell.
And in your experience at the SPCA, how many people would do this each year, would you say?
It ranges for sure. The last couple of years that I've been putting it together, we've, had anywhere between, 15 to almost 30 people throughout the day. We have people that'll swap out and here and there, but, we have some of the people that stay all day, and yeah, and then just, some of them that will just do part of the day, part of the morning, and swap with another coworker in the afternoon. But yeah, anywhere between 15 to 30 people in a day.
And I think that's really great to see that there's still some here that are participating in it. Even one of our very own anchors here, Connor Chan, will be involved.
Yeah.
Why do you believe this annual jail and bail is so important for the Lloydminster community and, well, essentially the animal community?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's raising the funds for the shelter. It's something that's really needed for us to keep going. And then I think it's just a popular event because the people get to come in, the public gets to come in, and they can, if they know someone, they get to come in and razz everybody and have fun that way. I think it's just a very interactive, fun chance for everyone just to come and hang out. And obviously it's a good way to get people in. Obviously, again, not during COVID-19, but it's a good way to get people in, and they sometimes just happen to see an animal and then they happen to fall in love, and it gets that animal adopted. So that's always one of the best positives of the event.
And what do the proceeds normally go to from this event?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of it, it'll go towards operations, but then we also will have some of our, animals on here that have been our longest residents. So obviously to get them to notice as well too, but we'll have one of our dogs, Malia, she'll be on there, and we'll be raising funds for her leg surgery that she's going to need. So a lot of it goes to the Sick and Injured Animal Fund and also to our spay and neuter program as well.
Is there anything else you want to add for residents to know about concerning the jail and bail event tomorrow?
Yeah, just, we would love it if you could donate, or even just as simple as a share of our post, just to get the word out there. And then we'll even be having the silent auction on our Facebook page. So always keep an eye on that if you want to get any extra last minute gifts for anybody from your family.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining me today, Becca.
Yes, of course, anytime.
Well, joining me today is Tennille Sidebottom, the fundraising coordinator for Fur Babies Forever Home. Tennille, you have an upcoming fundraiser coming up, the online poker tournament. So just talk about the tournament itself and what it's all about.
Yeah, thanks again for having us here. So for Fur Babies, we're trying to get creative in ways that we can still fundraise money throughout the times with COVID and everybody's being stuck at home. So we're putting on a fundraiser poker tournament online this Sunday at 4:30 p.m. So it's all on our fundraiser Facebook page where you can find the details to it. So with that, there is prizes to be won depending on the pot. So the first place wins second place, third place, and then the remainder of the fundraiser, the funds go towards Fur Babies to help rescue more animals.
What's the fundraising goal for the poker tournament for you guys?
If we could get 40 people signed up and make $2,000 profit to be donated to Fur Babies, that's what our ultimate goal would be.
How have fundraisers this year been for you guys, given, the COVID-19 pandemic, and have you seen, real good turnouts throughout that time?
At the beginning when we started this, so we did it in, I think the first one we did was April. And the first one we had a decent turnout. Then we had a good turnout in May. And then over the summer months, when everybody was out and about outside, we noticed a real decrease in people willing to play and donate to the fundraiser. So that's why we're hoping now with December and it's a little bit colder out, we're hoping that we can get a better turnout.
I know last time when we chatted with you guys, you were still in need of foster families. So give us an update on how that's going and if you are still in need of foster families.
Yes. So what we do is we're, again, a nonprofit organization where all of the dogs are brought in, usually dogs, we also have cats as well. And they're brought into our isolation unit where they're isolated to ensure that they're healthy. And then once they're healthy, they get put into foster homes. And we do always need foster homes. Like right now we have, like in our isolation unit, we have 3 big dogs that are in there that don't need to be in ISO, that need to be in foster homes. And we're just having a hard time finding fosters. So if you're thinking of fostering a dog over the holiday season or even adopting a dog, we have many options for you guys, and we would love if you would support our rescue.
If people aren't able to partake in the poker tournament, how can they still donate money to fur babies? And if so, how do they do it?
Yes, of course. We are always looking for donations. So we do have a Fur Babies fundraiser page on Facebook. So you can find us on there, and then that's how you could get the details on how you could either sign up for one of our other fundraisers or just donate to help the rescue. So whether that's even if you want to donate your time, we do always need volunteers in our isolation unit. So you get trained and then you would be cleaning through the ISO and helping the dogs in there. Otherwise, donating money, food, any animal items, we're always looking for donations.
And lastly, Tanil, is there anything else that you want to add on top of what we already discussed today?
Yeah, so Fur Babies, I know again, because we are donation and volunteer based, we have a lot of community support and we are really grateful for all of you guys that help. But without your guys' help, we can't continue to help more animals. And as it becomes to be winter, there's a lot more animals that are homeless, starving, hungry that we want to be able to help. So if you can help us, we can help more animals. And I would just like to say thank you again and thank you for having me on this interview.
Well, Tanil, I really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for joining us. And hopefully there is a big turnout for you guys at the poker tournament. Hopefully people are still coming and supporting you guys. So thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure. I hope you have a good day.
All right, taking one last look here at your weather forecast. You can see we are starting to get a little bit colder, especially as we head into the weekend here. -8 for tomorrow, though, some cloud coverage throughout the day there. -10 on Saturday. We are going to start to see a little bit colder temperatures in the morning, starting on Sunday there, as we are, as you can see, the emphasis on the cold there, as we're going to have -21 to start the day off there. On Sunday, going to -17. We're going to have identical days on both Sunday and Monday there. Cold temperatures continuing on Tuesday there with that high of -15 and low of 18 to start the day off. Continuing on with another -18 morning there for Wednesday. And as we get into Thursday, there's possibility of some rain snow mix that could create some very icy conditions, as you can see on the graphic there with the ice flashing there. And there we could see some of those slippery conditions, as of course we have seen a little bit here in the past as we are getting a little bit colder from the warm weather that we've been having over the last little bit here.
Thank you for joining us on Primetime Local News. Have a great night.